Hello, community, political community. I'm MJ. Right now, I'm going to practice the BIPOCA existential crisis speech. And that's the speech that I'm going to give on the Black Lives Matter protests here in Berlin. And I will be very active in organizing every weekend a Black Lives Matter protest. The first one will be my second over of practice. This practice, I'm going to do this on the streets as well on the 20th. But you're welcome to come as well, and we can initiate this protest, the Black Lives Matter protest in Berlin. And yes, I need to practice and improve my tone and get more familiar with the written speech because I finished the speech yesterday. So there's so much that I need to learn, and obviously, it is a long and very important speech. So I just want to make sure that I will overhear. So, and at the protest, when there are more people, I am more familiar with it and I'm ready to make it special and unique. And I hope you really enjoy it. I'm going to practice right now for you, and I hope you feel touched by the speech because I spent a lot of hours and days writing it. And I'm gonna tell you more about my inspirations in the future. So today is all about practicing it rather than explaining everything. But I just want to give you a short explanation. I got inspired by two philosophers. One is a philosopher, the other one is a civil rights activist, and I kind of binded their ideologies into our ideology exactly. And this is a movement, and I hope that we can help each other out, we can improve the society, and you can make this planet a better place because there is so much evil out there. And so we have to fight for our rights and for social justice. And I hope you enjoyed this speech. The most important question of our Black lives, of our human existence of survival, is how we find freedom, how we find respect and space to persuade our own values, and how we find equal rights among this oppressed society. Income inequality has forced many of our people into poverty. The white supremacists are not there to help the black, indigenous, people of color, and Asians. Instead, the evil white supremacists are keen on making us suffer as well as divide our minority communities. The white supremacists don't care if you're suffering, if you can't pay your rent, if you cannot buy food to eat. The evil white supremacists want to ruin with our lives. These white supremacists want us dead, not alive. What is the morality behind so much hatred, division, and suffering? There is no morality behind taking our civil and human rights away from us. We deserve equal rights. What is the true nature of the white supremacist human psychology? Exploit, lie, deceive, manipulate, inflict pain and suffering, slave, torture, rape, extort. How can you, as a white person, prove that you have unconscious bias thoughts that don't lean towards such a racist ideology? Job centers in Berlin are using illegal manipulative barriers to trick people out of benefits, to cut down costs. Innocent people are freezing to death on the streets. The job centers are directly responsible for the homeless crisis which we are experiencing in Berlin. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic crisis, there is a spike on the numbers of vulnerable individuals who are not getting the support from the government which they deserve. The job centers target to cut costs at the cost of the vulnerable people in society. It's a humanitarian crisis. The job centers employees are tricking us by applying excessive bureaucracy, confusion, excessive delay, lost documents, changing supervisors, not replying to important emails or letters messages, using no applied laws during COVID-19, xenophobic attack, laughing, racism, and discrimination. The system has been intentionally set not to help individuals from our BIPOCA communities, not to find sustainable employment. It's the job center's job to prepare and help us to find work. If the job center focuses on creating barriers to trick our people into not looking for work, then that's the final evidence in which the current system in place has failed. You see, all of those bodies on the ground, they represent all of the innocent human beings who have been neglected by the job center, neglected by the German Civil Code, which was supposed to protect these vulnerable people from unacceptable and cruel deaths. The government and the job center have blood on their hands. Shame on them. They have positions of power to help the people, but they choose to commit genocide against our communities. We, the BIPOCA communities, have the lowest paid jobs. We have the least social opportunities. We are turned down at jobs. We see our civil and human rights being broken, and we are trapped in a vicious circle of death, living in fear if we will be able to return home alive. The police lies to us. Even when we are victims of violence, even when we are raped, even when they steal all of our money, when we have nowhere to go, no one to rely on, even when we are suffering and crying for support, the police are not there to help or protect us. Instead, the police are there only to protect and help the white supremacist perpetrators. That's a white supremacist mafia. It's a corrupted system. They have no compassion or duty of care for the Black, Indigenous, people of color, and Asians. The white supremacist is full of unconscious bias. That destructive racist mental process affects the prosperity of BIPOCA communities. Unconscious bias impacts the job market for our communities. There is a lack of diversity in the labor market. Racial and ethnic groups traditionally are underrepresented in all sectors of the labor market. It's important for you, white individual, to recognize that you have unconscious bias towards the BIPOCA community. You're racist. You are the problem. We can no longer trust you. There is no hope, no future, and no solution for our social and economical struggles. The media are talking about the perfect social solution to put into place to protect the population. But the reality is that a lot of laws have been broken by the police, job center, and also the government. The government wants to silence us. They want to take our rights away. The government wants to inflict as much psychological pain as they can in order to force us into a mental breaking down. It's a systematic strategy to get rid of us. We from the BIPOCA communities, we must unite ourselves. We need to get closer. We need to find who we are as a community. We need to stand our grounds and fight for social justice. It's our destiny to lead the world and become close communities. Only by becoming closer to each other is when we will truly be able to empower our people. Black, indigenous, people of color, and Asians. Don't follow the herd. Break the vicious cycle and free yourself from all the white supremacy manipulation. We have values. We know the truth. Don't let the Nazis deceive you. The evil white supremacists are good at hunting and stalking on us. The evil people use our mistakes and vulnerability to further discriminate against us. These criminals have penetrated all levels of the society. They have no morals. They have all the wrong intentions. They have destructive conduct. Brothers and sisters, break free from the herd mentality. Don't let them manipulate you like a herd of farm animals. The moral code created by this evil is a destructive system to brainwash and control our freedom of expression, like a herd of animals, so that they can control our human behavior. They can destructive, manipulative abuse of power limits our growth and individuality. We need to organize ourselves. In fact, we need to be extremely organized. We need to create a loyal network that's there for each other no matter what. We need to demand justice. We have to demand change that we want to see in the world. No justice, no peace. When have the perpetrators been fired from their public service? We want a public notification about every single demand. We must follow up case by case. We have to make sure that the perpetrators don't get away with their committed crimes. When we make a mistake, we have to pay for it. Right? What about these criminals, white supremacists? If we want a fair and moral society, we have to make sure that they pay for their crimes. They want to portray us as the dangers. The truth is that they are scared. They are not scared of us. They are not scared of us because we are terrifying. They are scared of us because we stand out too much. Because we are highly intelligent and smart. Our emotional intelligence terrifies them. They're scared of our knowledge. They're scared that they are becoming a minority. That's what scares them. The government is trying to deceive us. They are lying to our family and friends. They are not worried about finding long-term solutions to our social and economic problems. The government and politicians have blood in their hands. We have no income to pay our rent. We have no money to buy the groceries. We, brothers and sisters, we are being sent into poverty. And these evil white supremacists have no consideration, either mercy for our lives. They are not only taking our opportunities to grow away from us, they are also using discriminatory laws to stripe away our human rights. That's not freedom. That's not a fair European society. We have to fight back. We can't let them take our freedom and future away from us. We are united and we are strong. We are powerful. We will retaliate. This is a new era. We are part of a civil rights movement. That's not a trend. Say it out and loud. The Black Lives Matter is a movement, not a trend. This systematic racist whitewashed government breaks the fundamental of our civil rights. They are experts at breaking every single one of our civil rights and human rights. The most terrible fact is that they feel pleasure from inflicting us suffering and pain. Listen to this carefully. Don't believe in their evil words. Even if they act upon something, pay close attention to it. They may be interested in making a profit or taking advantage of the BIPOCA communities. Most of the people in this country have been brainwashed by the media. It's pathetic the level of arrogance and attitudes that they display on the streets. They have no respect for BIPOCA communities. They laugh at us. They make Nazi, right? They laugh at us. They make Nazi racist jokes. They let us go. They tell us to go back home. They are unprofessional, dishonest, and unfriendly. We from the BIPOCA community wonder if they even have human consciousness. We need to look outside of the box. We need to be smarter than them. We need to be loyal and dynamic. Remember that a lot of amazing people got killed from thinking outside of the box, and for that reason, we must remain vigilant. Not paranoid, but vigilant. Because they will try to label us paranoid to take us down off guard. It's important that you don't allow them to put in a herd. They will cut off your creativity, destroy your dreams and goals in life. They will manipulate your consciousness to make you insecure. They will control you not to be on the right side of history. They will make you feel afraid to take risks or change. They will destroy your potential to find your true self. Don't let yourself be dragged down by whitewashing manipulative individuals. You have to realize that they will try to scare you. They will say that being unique is wrong. They will force you to believe that making mistakes in life is unforgivable. And a lot of times, they will bring religion into that narrative. You need to break free from all of that hate. You need to find your own way. And leaving the white supremacist herd is crucial for your freedom and liberation. Pay close attention to their negative voices. They will say that you won't be able to make it in life. But that's their narcissistic, evil, and harsh approach, trying to brainwash and control your mind. You must not allow them to manipulate and control your mind. They will try to control you because they are afraid of success. They don't want us to be educated because you would expose everything bad they have done to our people. Their primary goal is to limit our individuality and send us straight back into the herds. But we have to stand up and fight for our rights. We got to say no more. We have to be strong minded, courageous, and it's important that we look out for each other. We have to protect our people from injustice and unfairness. We need to get out of our comfort zone. We need to actively engage in smart and relevant protests. You have to get out of bed and find strength because they want to see us dead. They want to make us feel depressed. They want to hurt us even if we are already broken down asking for help. Get up, stand up, and fight back. Find power, find strength, find courage to face the enemy with full strength. Say no more with full power. Don't let them kill your children. We must never allow them to kill our family members. We cannot let them hurt our friends. We cannot let them hurt our BIPOCA communities. The politicians in the parliament are laughing at us. These white supremacist politicians will never serve us. The fact is that they will lie and deceive us. Once again, they cannot be trusted. Look at the parliament. How many people from the BIPOCA communities are at the parliament legislating for us? They are whitewashed racist community doesn't want our people to find better housing conditions. They often say that we don't integrate into their community, but we don't want to integrate into their community. The opposite is important. They have to integrate into our communities, not the way around. We are not here to follow these steps. They have failed. They don't represent our people. It's our time to take the lead. They must follow us. We are the leaders. We are the future. We are the hope. We want more job opportunities. We want actual statistics on things like pay, housing, income, health, longevity, access to good education, opportunity to gain credits, and much more. Our civil and human rights must never be broken. We want to see more politicians from the BIPOCA communities being supported and elected into positions of power. Remember, no price is too high to pay for fighting against systematic racism. Embrace that journey, connect with the right warriors, and help each other out during that difficult path which gives you the privilege of owning yourself. Our natural human reaction is to avoid pain and suffering. We have to use this hardship in order to unite and strengthen ourselves. We are powerful, we're strong, we are able to overcome any obstacle. We have to use technology to find every single white supremacist corporation out in the world. We need to mobilize our BIPOCA communities so we no longer buy or trade with such evil corporations. If it's needed, we will starve. If it's needed, we will walk by foot. If it's needed, we will tolerate pain. But we will not support and contribute to their systematic racist economics. We need to create online databases with all of the information in network. We have to persistently hunt every single one of them, just in the same way that they hunted our ancestors. Just in the same way that they stalk each one of us every single day of our lives. We have to use technology to make sure that they will hear our voices. We from the BIPOCA communities need to grow spiritually. We from the BIPOCA communities need to grow spiritually together. We need to connect our consciousness and send it into a higher vibration. We need to use that powerful vibration to maximize our full potential. We need to use that strong energy in order to explore difficult paths which lead us into becoming real warriors. If we want to be influential and powerful in life, We have to put in the extra work. We have to find focus and sacrifice. Being a warrior is not an easy task, but it is the one of the prices we have to pay so we can end white privilege. We want to make sure that white supremacists learn that they will never be superior than us. You heard me. Never ever let yourself think they are superior than you are. In fact, they have set the barriers so low that we from the BIPOCA communities are superior than those white supremacists. They are not just inferior than us, they are toxic. They feed on hatred, lies, and anger. We are better than that. We are warriors. We seek freedom. We fight for peace and social justice. We have to protect each other, make sure that we are not in contact with any racist individual. Any kind of people showing signs of racist microaggression should be avoided at all costs. Don't share any information with them. Don't have empathy or consideration for them. Don't let them use white fragility to manipulate you and white brainwash you. Don't let them invade your personal space. Don't let them overwhelm you. Fight for freedom. Fight for your human and civil rights. Fight for your future. Fight for your better life. Fight for your brothers and sisters. Fight for your family. Fight for the BIPOCA communities. Find strength. Find concentration. Find focus. And find purpose to fight. You should refuse taking the easy path. Embark on this journey, on a quest for peace, equality, justice, and freedom. It does not matter how scary it may get. We will be there for each other when times are tough. Don't forget, we are warriors, and warriors fight for peace. Warriors don't complain. Warriors don't give up. Warriors stand up and fight. We are warriors from the BIPOCA communities. And we are free from all psychological and psychological demands. We set the pace. We control our future and destiny. Use your consciousness to control your feelings and emotions. When they try to unbalance us, we stand up together strong, calmly, smartly, patiently, looking for weakness in order to self-defend ourselves with highly intelligent approaches. They will break the law trying to stop us, but they don't have any chances. We will find a way to be respected, protected, and heard. This is a long-term journey, and we will move up, consolidating every single step of the way. We don't act upon any type of emotional urge. We act upon becoming highly conscious. we use passion, and we use our energy vibration to become one nation and one people. After all, we do have consciousness. We have to use it properly because the enemy is pure evil with no consciousness. We have powerful higher levels of consciousness, which is great evidence of human evolution. They will never be superior than us. You heard it. They will never be superior than us. You find your way into adapt into the white community, then they will be jealous, envious, forcing you to pay higher rents, sexually exploiting you, and taking advantage out of you. Look at the house rental prices, it's hyperinflated. Search who owns these properties. Yes, the white supremacists, the politicians, the foreign investors, they are exploiting our BIPOCA communities. Meanwhile, we have to pay higher prices for housing, we are underpaid at work. The white supremacists have even managed to earn higher annual income. They are killing us just in the same way that they have been killing our ancestors for centuries. Open your consciousness for the truth. They are exploiting us, and they use white fragility to blame us for all of their problems. Problems that they have created themselves, not us. They are oppressors, and we have to fight for liberation. The Nazi supremacists are on the rise. We can no longer be in denial. If we don't create a powerful movement to protect our people right now, very soon it will be too late. They are already controlling the media, they are already brainwashing the population with fake information, they are already brainwashing, they are already in control of their evil Nazi, anti-black and foreigner narrative. They are already in control of their evil Nazi, anti-black and foreigner narrative. They look how those people with no social skills speak with us on the streets, in the job center, in government buildings, in the underground, and in schools. They are arrogant, xenophobic, and they discriminate against us. They are heavily using institutional racism against us. They are breaking every single one of our civil and human rights. They use illegal practices reinforcing high levels of microaggression against our BIPOCA communities. They also use structural racism against our communities. That's done by not providing statistics on the BIPOCA communities, upholding important racist laws, and they openly dismiss evidence provided by innocent victims from the BIPOCA communities. The majority of the people in this country have unconscious bias towards our BIPOCA community. They show evil signs of interpersonal racist acts, which is a destructive kind of internalized racism. there's a higher propensity towards self-hatred within individuals, reinforcing negative beliefs and ideas that don't fit in with an anti-racist narrative. After all of that, they say that they are not racist, right? Because of that, we have to fight for racial equality. It's important that we stand up and say no more for those Nazis. We leaders from the Black, Indigenous, people of color, and Asians demand equal and fair job opportunities. The government needs to employ a diverse workforce. The police should be diverse. We must have more BIPOC doctors, teachers, politicians, CEOs, police officers, and we should have equal levels of influence and power. The Nazis are killing our people, and no media source on the TV news is talking about it. What kind of TV media is that? The problem is that most of the German people are still in denial. They live in denial. They also have blood on their hands. This is Germany. This is where the Nazi party started. The Nazi Germans have exported their evil ideology to the world. It's the German people's responsibility to eradicate Nazi ideologies. Germany must have taken actions. But German politicians say a lot, but the parliament takes little action to eradicate Nazi ideologies. The far-right extreme racist ideologies are on the rise, and the current politicians in the parliament have completely lost touch with that reality. If we don't protect ourselves, they will hang us. They will destroy and invade our homes. They will illegally, they will fabricate stories. They will follow us on the streets, and they will racially profile us for the rest of our lives. Right here in this land, the Republic of Germany, they humiliated, massacred, tortured over 60 million innocent human beings. They have done it in the past. They are trying to do the same evil massacre once again. Germany have already lost 2 world wars because of nationalism. But they have not learned their lessons. They have not understood that hate brings nothing but devastation, death, and economic crisis. They are trying to revive the Nazi party. The wake-up call for the that's a wake-up call for the BIPOC communities, because we are on the frontal line. If we don't protect ourselves against these barbarians, we will be the first ones to be killed, tortured, raped, discriminated against. Let's put this into perspective. The Nazi Party, responsible for the World War I and the World War II, killed over 100 million people. European colonialism have also killed over 100 million African Black lives, which is more than enough evidence that we are dealing against a group of nationalist, extremist individuals. They have one mission in their minds: kill, exploit, massacre, divide the country. You don't have to be a genius to understand that their evil narrative has no room in the 24th century. At the moment, I have not yet seen the Muslim, Jews, Hindus, Buddhists, Black, Indigenous, people of color, Asians, and the LGBTQ plus, spiritual, and all the minorities communities coming together in order to fight against white supremacy. We will only be respected, we will only have influence and economic power when we march side by side, fighting for every single one of our people. All we see is that those communities are fighting against each other, creating division, which is just what white supremacist goals and expectations are all about. We can no longer let them divide our communities. We must put aside our differences and fight for global social justice. White people in this country must understand that their ancestors have blood in their hands. We have to face the real facts. We can't live in denial. They must understand that even the new generations are responsible for the damage that they have caused and create against our people. They need to learn that in schools, universities, hopefully it will never be, they will never be in denial. Our warriors are not cowards. We fight for justice, and under our leadership, no one will be left behind. We will self defend ourselves, protect and create laws, and demand social change. To be a real warrior, to join our revolution, require a different type of sacrifice. It's not for everyone. Only the one brave enough can take on that journey. A challenging quest seeking for peace, unity, and equality. Only people with good heart and good intentions are allowed to enter in our world space. Before you even try to join our family, you need to analyze the primary decision of your desire to join our warrior group. Remember, that is not a trend, that's a movement. And loyalty is key here. If you have a desire to impress other people, that's not the ideal movement for you. We are not here to show off. We are together in this fight for our civil and human rights. And that journey requires true loyalty, camaraderie, and sacrifice. We are not willing to compromise. That can well be seen as a rebellious movement. The fact is that the current political systems have failed, and compromising only gives them more power and room to exploit and lie to us. Therefore, no, we won't compromise. We demand that our policies are implemented immediately. They have to change their behavior. They have to give up on their racist narrative. They have to condemn their idiotic Nazi family members. They have to face up the reality and stop bothering our BIPOCA communities. Because we are here to stay. We are here to take the lead so we can have a more diverse society. We have already broken down the chains of their opinions and fear. Now we have to challenge the politicians because they have never served us. They need to get out of their own political bubble in order to see, in order to serve us. They need to get out of their own political bubble in order to see the indifferent experiences that the BIPOCA communities are suffering on the streets. The question is, do these politicians even have consciousness? Do they have courage and strength of character to protect not only us but the planet as well? Sadly, the politicians are living from a long talkative strategies of denial. We are tired of their destruction and lies. Without a diverse parliament, the politicians cannot be trusted. We should hold these politicians accountable for our pain and suffering because they have blood on their hands. They have no unity. They serve our enemies. They don't act upon the laws that are set to give us freedom and protection. You see, our community has suffered so much that we have developed higher states of awareness. We are trying to live our lives peacefully. We want to feel safe. We want space, but it doesn't take long until a white supremacist find us so they can take away our freedom, lives, income, and space. They will hunt us. They don't perceive us. They don't perceive no as a no. They have to hear us out. No means no. They have to let us live our lives. They have to find therapy, education. They need to learn that we own ourselves. We are free. We are warriors. And we will no longer tolerate any type of discrimination. We are willing to go far as possible so we can protect our people, family, and friends. We have higher levels of emotional intelligence. We own our bodies and minds. They don't tell us what to do, what to wear, what to eat, or what to dress. We are free, we are warriors, and we are there for each other. We have meaningful lives, we know the right direction, we are smart individuals writing our own history. We walk the pure and resilient paths of life, which our warriors' ancestors have paved for us. We know who we are. We are unique. We have standards, morals, and good conduct. We love, we forgive, we believe in each other. we sacrifice, we protect each other, and most importantly, we're on the right side of history. So now close your eyes, bring your awareness into your consciousness. Take a deep breath. Look for your true self within your consciousness. Search for the unique and authentic warrior inside you. Slowly open your eyes. Did you feel that you have warrior qualities to fight for the Black Lives Matter movement?